As I travel around, I want to talk to people about their real stories. And the people I'm going to talk to today are going to be talking about the NHS and social care. Hi Jeremy, pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much for agreeing to talk with me today. And I thought we could talk about Brexit and the effect that's having on social care.
Yes, I mean, it's an aspect of Brexit that isn't talked about very much, I think, but it's very important because a lot of elderly and vulnerable people in this country are looked after by carers from the European Union. And I know about that because of the experience of my mother. And the only reason she was able to live in her flat was because she was looked after by a wonderful team of carers who respected her and understood her. And two of those carers were from the European Union. They were two of my mother's favourite carers. She was very, very fond of them. And they've been working with elderly and vulnerable people in this country for a long time. But after the referendum, after Brexit, at least one of them talked to me about the effect it had had on her and her work, how she felt people didn't value her work anymore.
And if there was something you think in the short period of time that we have left that you would say to the politicians or you would like to see happen, is there anything that you actively are saying to them about how you think things can be resolved?
Well, I think they should prioritise the needs of EU carers in social care. And I mean, they say how important they are, but they've got to back that up with practice in terms of ensuring that these people feel they have a stake in the country and are secure here and can carry on working and providing care.
And do you have any views on if you think that in this sort of chaotic environment that perhaps people should have another chance to validate whatever the options are at the end of this process?
Of course they should, because so many things have come out over the last few months which have changed things, which are new information, new threats to our health and our security. And as I say, the ongoing threat to the care system, because this report, for example, which the government has just produced, has only just come out when they're talking about a gap of 28,000 staff, which is a fantastic number.
Huge number.
And how are they going to recruit those in time for next spring? I mean, the whole thing is unbelievably crass.
Do you think the politicians are listening?
No, I think they seem to be hooked up on a lot of ideology. It's not ideology that counts, it's the lives of ordinary people, the lives of older people, vulnerable people who are going to suffer because of Brexit.
Joe, thank you so much to coming to talk to me today. So being in Britain with your career in the NHS, it's allowed you to fulfil your dreams.
Yep.
And you must be very proud of that.
I'm very proud for being a nurse, and otherwise it will never happen in Spain. But not only that, the image that people have that the migrants don't add any value to the British society, that's not true. And I'll show you an example.
Oh, yes,
migrants can excel of anything they do. This year, I'm a nurse and I'm very proud of that. I've been given the award of the Nurse of the Year. England still attract the best of the rest of the world. Until now we were, and that's why the NHS is the best institution of the world, the best in the healthcare system. Is over 200 nationalities live alongside each other and providing the best care. This no longer happens. EU nurses have been targeted by agencies to offer jobs anywhere else in the world because they know that it's a very sensitive subject and a lot of us will decide to pack and leave.
So they're exploiting the fact that we haven't actually brought any clarity to this.
I had an offer nearly double my salary to go back to Australia. My idea is that I was going to retire and I was going to live the rest of my life in here. Since Brexit, mentality has changed. Every day at the back of my head is making plans, future plans to leave and go back to anywhere else in Europe. Half of the people, my colleagues, the Europeans, they're planning to live in the next 5, 6, 10 years, depend how the Brexit outcome. It is a crisis and Brexit will make it worse. For me, Brexit can be the last nail in the coffin that will bring the NHS down. I'm always proud to say that I'm British. The only thing I don't have is a passport. But do I really need a passport to feel British?
Your heart, you're British.
Yeah, I don't need a passport to feel British. I'm British as anybody else.
Are your children picking that up? I mean, are they experiencing anything?
That is one of the reasons because I decided to start a campaign, because initially I was in denial and I said, well, everything will be all right. And I wanted to make sure that I believe Mr. Johnson when told me that my rights will be exactly the same that he said during the campaign. But then one day my daughter, who is now 13, came back from school crying. That was in October, 3 months after the referendum. And I said, well, why are you crying, Emma? And say, well, my best friend at the playground have told me that you will be thrown out of this country and you will not be able to live with me anymore. I fell in love with Britain 17 years ago because the culture, you know, I was grown up and listened to the Beatles music, the Rolling Stones, and my favorite series are British, you know, Fawlty Towers. Manuel,
Yes, I love
Manuel is from Barcelona like me,
Yes.
and the Blackadder, and
Yeah.
the Young Ones was my favorite. I mean, when I admired the British culture and everything, and when the opportunity came to come to England, I didn't doubt it.
People are feeling they have no certainty. And that's what people are after. They just want this chaotic situation to end and to be able to move forwards and be assured that there's no crisis of the care that they themselves receive, that their elderly are going to receive, to just know that actually they can go back to being human again. And it's that human cost of Brexit that is really powerfully coming home to me, and I hope to viewers, about what Brexit is doing to people now, even before it's been concluded.